Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you my 2019 goals. If you guys saw my recent 2018 statistics and goal review video, then you will know that I was not very successful with most of my reading goals in 2018. So to be perfectly honest, most of these goals, if not all of these goals, are pretty much a rehash of goals that I had last year in an attempt to actually achieve them this time. So let's jump straight in and talk about all of the reading and channel goals that I'm setting for myself in 2019. So my first reading goal is of course the Goodreads reading challenge, and my goal that I've set this year is 220. So I've hit my goal every year on Goodreads. I read 250 books last year, so I'm sure this is hopefully going to be achievable. I think anything kind of around the 200 range is kind of where I'm likely going to sit. So I think this is going to be achievable, but it is more than I've ever said it before. So hopefully I can hit 220 books in 2019. My second reading goal is one that I've had for the last couple of years, and that is to read the next 10 books on my physical to-read list. So I've explained this a couple of times, but just in case, I have a physically written out to-read list, which predates my Goodreads. So a lot of the books on there are really, really old, and the aim of this one is just to read the next 10 on that list. The first 3 of these are the ones that were on there last year that I didn't read, and I own all of those books, and I should have read them last year and I didn't. So those are like top priority, but I definitely want to read all 10 and actually achieve this goal this year. So I'm going to tell you what all the 10 books are that I need to read for this. So the first is My Name is Memory by Amber Shares, Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, Her Fifth Symmetry by Audrey Niffenegger. So they're the 3 that I own, and then the rest of them are The Good Daughter by Honey Brown, The Jane Austen Book Club by Karen Joy Fowler, Push by Sapphire, How It Feels by Brendan Cowell, Safe Haven by Nicholas Sparks, Embrace by Jessica Shervington, and Immortal Beloved by Kate Tiernan. I believe that a couple of those are first books in series. I don't need to read the whole series to achieve this goal. Just reading the first book is totally fine and, you know, is putting me on the right track to complete it. So those are the 10 books that I need to read to achieve that goal. My third reading goal is, again, one that I've had for a few years, and that is to read 10 of the first 20 books that I've marked as to read on Goodreads. So this is my actual Goodreads to read page. So the first 20, my Goodreads is sorted by 20 to a page, so to give myself a little bit more options for this one, I'm happy to just read 10 of the 20, like any 10. It doesn't have to be the very first 10. You get the idea. So again, I'm going to tell you what the 20 are. And again, some of these I've owned and have owned for a long time. I should have read to complete it last year because I wasn't successful. But so the 20 books are Looking for Alaska by John Green, which I own, Creed by Trisha Lever, 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray, The Silence of Six by E.C. Myers, Etiquette and Espionage by Gail Carriger. That one I don't think I'll be reading, only because I believe that trilogy is a spin-off to the what is that other trilogy called? I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. I'll put a picture of it over here. But I want to read that series before I read this series, so I don't think I'll get to that one. Alice in Zombieland by Gina Showalter, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, which I own, Beyond the Highland Mist by Karen Marie Moning, Through the Woods by Emily Carroll, Love Letters to the Dead by Ava DeLaura, which I own, The Impossible Knife of Memory by Laurie Halse Anderson, I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, which I own, My Last Kiss by Bethany Neal, Bright Before Sunrise by Tiffany Schmidt, Tease by Amanda Maciel, Point by Brandy Colbert, The Book of Ivy by Amy Engel, I've Got You Under My Skin by Mary Higgins Clark, Every Last Promise by Kristen Halbrook, and The Secrets of Lily Graves by Sarah Strohmeyer. So actually, the one I've Got You Under My Skin by Mary Higgins Clark is not the book that I've got marked as to read. I actually have the second book marked as to read for some unknown reason, because I very rarely mark a later book in a series when I haven't read the previous one. But if I want to read I've Got You Under My Skin is the first one, so if I read that, that's fine. So those are the 20 books. Like I said, I own 4 of those, so if I read those 4, I only need to get 6 out from the library. It's doable. It should have been doable last year, but somehow I didn't, so this year I'm going to do it. My 4th reading goal, and this is the one that's most important to me, is to read 70 books from my physical TBR that I've owned prior to 2019. This was a goal. So in 2017, I set this goal and it was 50 books and I achieved it. I think I just achieved it. And so last year I was like, I'm going to do it and I want to be even better. So I'm going to set my goal to 70. and I completely failed. I didn't even hit 50, which is what I'd got to the previous year. So it was a complete fail. So for this year, I'm keeping it at 70, and I really would like to read so much more than this because I really am planning on focusing this year as much as possible on my physical TBR shelves and getting a lot of that read, but 70 is the minimum. The minimum. Karen, if you're watching this back to see what your goals were, 70, it's not that hard. Be better about it. This is the one, like I say, I'm really upset with myself that I didn't achieve last year, so I really, really do want to read 70 books. So they're the ones that I owned prior to the beginning of this year. If I purchase it this year, it doesn't count. It has to be ones that I owned and didn't add to my TBR this year. I really, really want to achieve this one, you guys. The next reading goal that I have is to once again complete the Around the Year in 52 Books reading challenge. So again, for those of you who don't know, I'll leave a link to it down below. It is a Goodreads group and there's a challenge for every week of the year. I don't do them week by week. I just take all 52 challenges and try to check them off throughout the year. I really like having a reading challenge like this every year. I just find it a lot of fun. I have looked into other reading challenges to see if there's a different one because I've done the Around the Year for the last couple of years. The only other one that I really know of is the Pop Sugar reading challenge, which I think there are 50. But I've looked at that the last couple of years, and again, I looked at it this year and was like, maybe I'll do that one instead. So many of the challenges on that, like there are quite a few that are just so obscure that I'm just like, I just don't want to do it. And while the Around the Year in 52 Books has some that are really easy, it does have some that challenge you, but they're not quite as obscure as the Pop Sugar ones. But if you guys are aware of any other reading challenges that you guys are doing, I would be interested to know. But I do want to read and complete the Around the Year in 52 Books challenge again in 2019. And the final goal is, again, one that I had last year and I didn't achieve, and that is to reread 6 books/series in 2019. Last year I read 250 books and I couldn't manage to reread 6. Like, come on, Karen. So I really, 6 is one every 2 months. It really should be achievable, and I really do. I've got so many books off my shelves that I've read, you know, in the past that I would like to reread. I've got so much to choose from that I really should be able to do it, and I really do want to achieve this year. So those are all of the reading goals. Like I said, there's nothing too new here. These are all goals that I've had in the past that I've been either successful or not successful on that I just want to do again in 2019. I wanted to try add some new interesting goals, but just wasn't anything that I could think of that is anything that I actually wanted to achieve. So I'm sorry if you guys didn't find these interesting, but they are my goals for 2019. So now moving into my channel goals. I don't really have that many channel goals for myself. I thought about setting myself a subscriber number, but I was just like, then I would just be really depressed if I didn't hit it. And I really don't know what's going to happen with my subscriber numbers. Sometimes your channel grows really fast, or you can go through a period like I'm actually going through right now where your channel really stalls on subscriber numbers. For me, it's never been about the numbers. If it was about the numbers, I probably wouldn't still be here because my channel is very small. And I'm totally okay with that. So I thought about it because it is a goal that quite a lot of people set, and that's no shade on those people. If you guys have a goal for your subscribers, I'm totally cool with that. I just think for me, if I'd said, oh, I want to reach 1,000, which would never happen, by the end of the year, and then I didn't, I think I would find that really depressing. So I'm just not going to set a subscriber goal. So my channel goals are just little things. I've only got 2. So the first is that I want to do closed captions on all of my non-vlog videos. I would like to do it on everything, but it does take time. I use the auto caption feature. So YouTube will put automatic captions, but I do go through and edit them, one just for grammar, but also because a lot of the times, I think particularly with my Australian accent maybe, YouTube completely butchers what I'm saying. So I do go through and check the whole thing, and my reading vlogs are generally really long, and I just wouldn't have it's too much of a time investment on those. But I really want to make the effort, but everything that isn't a reading vlog, to do that. I have been doing this so far in 2019. The only thing that's going to stop me from doing it is time. When I get into a time crunch with posting a video and I'm literally setting it to upload and, and I'm doing it all in a really time crunch because I need to go to bed or whatever, that's when it becomes an issue. But I really want to make an effort that even if I can't get the closed captions done right away when I publish the video, that I even make the effort the next day or whatever to go through and close caption it so that it is more accessible for people who don't have hearing or have hearing disabilities. So it is something that I've wanted to do for a while, and I've really been good about it so far in 2019. So I wanted to make it a goal to really motivate myself to keep going with it. And then my second channel goal and my final channel goal is a little bit more obscure, and it's to edit less. Now this might sound weird, but what I mean by this is more, I personally, the videos, and some people may not enjoy this and may not like that I'm doing this, but this is what I like and it's what I want to do. I prefer to watch videos that have a more chatty feel to them, because I watch BookTube for the person, not just the books. Like, I watch BookTube channels from people who read literally completely different books from me, that they rarely read a book that I'm even interested in. But I think that person is really interesting and I find their opinions really interesting. And so I watch their videos anyway. And so I prefer, and I would like my channel to be a bit more of a chatty feel to it. I will still edit my videos, like, you make mistakes, you got to take stuff out, all of that type of thing, and sometimes it's just not possible. Like, people who literally don't edit their videos at all, I don't know how they do it. I don't script my videos or anything, but sometimes when I'm talking, even just talking about books in my wrap-up, I can't remember which book I want to talk about next, and I don't want to be fumbling around and trying to figure out and all of that type of thing. So my videos will still be edited, but I would like to make them feel a little bit more chatty. I think I have been better about this in the last couple of months, of not being so like choppy changey in my editing. Sometimes it's just going to happen, but I would like to make an effort to just have this more. The only problem is that then I get rambly. So I would like to avoid being rambly, but I would like to make my videos more feel like they flow better and like it really is just me having a conversation with my viewers, because that's what I want. They're the videos that I like watching, and so they're the videos that I would like to aim to try and create in 2019. So those are all of my reading and channel goals. Like I said, nothing too new or exciting here, so I apologize if you are looking for some really exciting, interesting goals, because I just don't have any. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below if you've got any thoughts on any of my goals. Do you think I'm going to be able to achieve them? I would love to know. Or any goals that you guys are setting for yourself in 2019, I would love to know that as well. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. That is all I have for this video today. Bye guys!